Chosen one, stop right now. Do not scroll past this. Do not treat this as another message drifting across your screen. Archangel Michael is not whispering to your spirit tonight. He is standing at the gate of this moment, and he is ordering your attention because heaven has been trying to reach you. This is an emergency. Not the kind your flesh expects. Not the kind that arrives with noise, panic, and visible disaster. This emergency has been moving quietly through your dreams, through your chest, through the strange heaviness that keeps finding you when everything around you looks normal. Listen closely. You did not open this by accident. Your thumb did not land here by chance. The algorithm did not choose you before heaven did. Something holy interrupted your path because a signal has been circling your life, and you have almost dismissed it too many times. You have felt it. Be honest. You have felt the pull to pause, but you kept moving. You felt the sudden pressure inside your spirit, but you called it stress. You felt the warning in your body before certain conversations, and still you tried to explain it away. Michael says, your delay is becoming dangerous. Not because heaven is angry with you, not because you have been rejected, but because the next instruction over your life cannot be heard through the same noise that exhausted you in the last season. This is why your sleep has been strange. This is why you keep waking before morning. This is why your eyes open in the dark, and your spirit feels alert, while your body feels tired. Heaven has been knocking in the hours when the world is quiet enough for you to notice. You thought it was random. It was not. You thought the dreams were just pieces of memory. They were not. You thought the numbers you kept seeing were coincidence. They were signals, and they kept repeating because your spirit was slow to answer. Chosen one, heaven is trying to reach you, but the enemy has been trying to drown the message. He cannot stop what God has written, so he works to blur what you hear. He fills your day with pressure, people, fear, old thoughts, and unnecessary urgency. That is why you can feel something coming, but you cannot name it. You know a door is near, but you do not know which one. You know a relationship has shifted, but no one has said it aloud yet. You know something has ended, but your life still looks the same. Stay with this message. Do not let your mind wander. The very distraction that wants to pull you away right now is part of the interference. It wants you half present, half listening, half awake, because a half-received warning cannot fully protect you. Michael is not here to entertain your curiosity. He is here to get your spirit back into position. He is not here to flatter your identity. He is here to remind you that a chosen vessel cannot keep ignoring divine pressure and then ask why clarity feels distant. Your body has been carrying messages your mouth never spoke. Your shoulders have been tight. Your chest has felt crowded. Your stomach has turned before certain names appeared on your phone, and deep inside, you knew something was being revealed. You have been tired in a way sleep does not fix. You rest, but the heaviness returns. You sit in silence, but your mind keeps moving. And even when you smile for other people, there is a hidden place inside you asking why your spirit feels so overworked. This is not ordinary exhaustion. This is not laziness. This is not weakness. You have been standing in a spiritual atmosphere that pulls on you, and because you were born sensitive to what others cannot detect, you have been absorbing signals without understanding them. You walk into rooms and feel the shift. You hear one sentence and know there is another meaning under it. You sense when someone is smiling with their face, but resisting you in their spirit. That sensitivity was never your curse. It was your receiver. But a receiver can become overloaded. When too many voices enter, the true signal becomes harder to separate from the noise. When too many wounds speak at once, the instruction from heaven can begin to sound like fear, and fear can pretend to be wisdom. That is where the danger begins. Not in the attack itself, not in the people who misunderstood you, not in the doors that closed. The danger begins when a chosen one starts calling divine warning anxiety and starts calling divine instruction overthinking. Michael says you have been asking for confirmation while resisting the confirmations already sent. You asked for a sign, then explained away the dream. You asked for direction, then ignored the heaviness. You asked for protection, then stayed connected to what kept draining you. This emergency is personal. It is not for everyone. Some people can ignore a whisper and still sleep peacefully, but you cannot. Your spirit was built to detect movement in the unseen realm, and when heaven reaches for you, something inside you knows. That is why this message found you in this exact season. You are standing at a crossing. One path keeps you familiar, tired, surrounded by old noise, and attached to people who only recognize the version of you they could control. The other path demands clarity, and clarity is what the enemy fears most. He does not fear your tears. He does not fear your frustration. He does not even fear your pain when pain keeps you distracted. But he trembles when your spirit becomes still enough to hear God clearly. Do not chase what heaven is removing. Do not beg old doors to love your new season. Michael says some distance is protection, not rejection. Some silence is a shield, not abandonment. Some endings are heaven, making space for a message you could not hear in the crowd. You have also felt the strange weight around your decisions. Simple choices feel bigger than usual. A yes feels dangerous. A no feels holy. Your spirit keeps pausing before you agree, and that pause is not confusion. It is discernment returning. Michael says, stop outsourcing your obedience. The people around you may love you, but they cannot always read the scroll God placed in your spirit. They can advise from what they see, but heaven is speaking from what is coming. If this is already confirming what your spirit has felt, type 444 in the comments. Not as a game, not for attention. Let it be a witness that heaven reached you, and that you are no longer pretending the signs were random. Now, breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Let the noise lose its authority for a moment. You are safe enough to listen. You are strong enough to receive. And you are not alone in the strange pressure that has been following you. Michael says, the next part matters deeply. Before he delivers the instruction, you must understand what has been interfering with your signal. Because if the interference remains unnamed, you may keep blaming yourself for a battle that was designed to confuse your hearing. Chosen one, what you have been feeling is not ordinary tiredness. It is not just the weight of a long week. It is not your imagination trying to scare you. This is signal interference, and Michael wants you to understand it before you hear the instruction that heaven has been pressing toward your spirit. You were not created to live scattered. You were not created to wake up heavy, move through the day confused, and fall asleep with your mind still fighting battles your mouth never told anyone about. Somewhere along the way, the noise became louder than the voice that used to guide you. Think back. There was a time when you sensed things quickly. You knew when a person was wrong for you before anyone explained it. You could walk into a place and feel the atmosphere shift. You learned fast, loved deeply, and noticed details others passed over without concern. That was not childish imagination. That was not random sensitivity. That was the original signal heaven placed inside you. The world called you too much, too deep, too emotional, or too intense, but heaven called it a receiver prepared for divine instruction. And then life began pressing on it. Pain pressed on it. Betrayal pressed on it. Rejection pressed on it. Every season where you had to survive instead of breathe added another layer of noise until the signal that once felt clear began arriving through fear, doubt, and exhaustion. This is why you started second-guessing yourself. You would feel a warning, then ask if you were being dramatic. You would sense a door closing, then force it open because you did not want to disappoint anyone. And each time you ignored the inner signal, the noise grew louder. Michael says, this is the part you must not miss. Your sensitivity was never the problem. Your gift was not broken. The problem is that your receiver has been carrying too many frequencies at once. And now heaven is separating the true voice from every counterfeit voice. There is something I need to name early, because trust matters in a message like this. I am not going to hide it until the end and pretend it appeared suddenly. There is a tool I will speak about more fully later, and it connects directly to this issue of signal, clarity, and the mind becoming still enough to hear again. It is called the Genius Song. It is a short audio protocol created around brain entrainment and gamma reactivation, designed to support the kind of clarity, flow, and inner recognition many chosen ones remember from childhood, but feel they lost over time. This is not the full explanation yet. Do not rush ahead. If your spirit already recognizes why this matters, the link is waiting in the description and the pinned comment. But stay inside this message, because Michael is still showing you why your signal became buried in the first place. Now listen carefully. The enemy did not need to make you evil to make you unclear. He only needed to make you overwhelmed. He only needed to fill your mind with enough pressure, old memories, urgent voices, and emotional noise that you could no longer tell the difference between warning and fear. That is why you have been praying, but still feeling blocked. That is why you have been asking for peace, but waking up with pressure. That is why one part of you knows God is near, while another part feels strangely disconnected from the very presence that once felt effortless. Chosen one, you are not being ignored, you are being recalibrated. Heaven is not punishing you with silence. Heaven is teaching you how to hear without panic, how to move without begging for approval, and how to separate divine instruction from emotional residue. You have carried residue from people who were never assigned to carry your future. Their opinions stayed in your mind longer than their loyalty stayed in your life. Their words became background noise, and because you are sensitive, you kept hearing echoes from rooms God already told you to leave. This is why some connections suddenly feel heavy. They may not have changed overnight. Your discernment is waking up. What you once tolerated now feels painful, because your spirit is no longer willing to make peace with what keeps interrupting the voice of heaven. Do not call it moodiness. Do not call it isolation. Do not call it being difficult. When heaven begins clearing your inner atmosphere, you will lose appetite for conversations that feed confusion, places that drain your light, and agreements that keep your spirit bent low. Michael says there are people who benefited from your confusion, not because they all planned it with evil intent, but because your lack of clarity made you easier to access. When you did not trust your own signal, you kept asking others to confirm what heaven had already shown you. This is why you have felt pulled into silence. You thought you were becoming distant. You were becoming protected. You thought you were losing interest in people. You were losing agreement with frequencies that could not follow where God is taking you. The quiet is not empty. The quiet is a room where heaven restores your hearing. The quiet is where Michael stands guard, while your spirit learns the difference between urgency that comes from God and urgency that comes from fear, wearing a holy mask. And yes, fear can sound spiritual. Fear can tell you to wait when God said move. Fear can tell you to move when God said be still. Fear can quote your past, dress itself in caution, and convince you that safety matters more than obedience. You are not just tired of people. You are tired of being unclear around people. You are not just tired of waiting. You are tired of not knowing whether the waiting is preparation, fear, or delay. You are not just tired of fighting. You are tired of fighting what you were supposed to outgrow. Some memories are returning for closure. Some names are returning for discernment. Some dreams are returning because they carry instructions you dismissed when you were too wounded to trust what you saw. This is not confusion increasing. This is hidden information surfacing. Do not be afraid of what rises. Let it come up. Let the old pain speak once. Then let Michael remove the accusation attached to it. The enemy used your past to make you question your future, but heaven is using this moment to show you what the past could not destroy. This is the reason you cannot return to certain habits. They no longer fit your frequency. This is the reason certain entertainment feels heavier than before. This is the reason shallow conversations exhaust you faster now, because your spirit is being trained to protect its bandwidth. Every chosen one reaches a moment when access must change. Not everyone gets the same access to your attention. Not every voice gets the right to shape your decision. Not every emergency around you deserves the energy that heaven reserved for your assignment. What Michael is about to show you has happened before to every vessel God prepared in silence. Before the assignment became public, the signal had to be purified. Before the door opened, the hearing had to be restored. Before the promise moved, the chosen one had to learn which voice was true. Chosen one, Michael is showing you that this pattern is not new. Every vessel heaven prepares goes through a season where the outside looks quiet, but the inside feels like a battlefield. The silence is never empty. It is the place where God separates the true signal from every voice that tried to imitate it. Think of David. He was anointed before he was seated. He carried oil on his head, but still had to walk back into ordinary fields. He knew something had changed, but his environment did not immediately confirm it. That is how preparation often feels when heaven marks you before people recognize you. David had to learn the difference between being chosen and being rushed. He could have mistaken delay for rejection. He could have forced his way into a throne that God had already promised. But the hidden years trained his hearing, because power without discernment would have destroyed what anointing was meant to protect. You are in a similar place. Something has already shifted over you, but not everything around you has caught up yet. This is why your spirit feels ahead of your circumstances. You can feel movement before evidence appears, and that gap between signal and manifestation is where faith gets tested. Moses knew that gap. He had a calling before he had a platform. He had fire in him before he had language for it. And when heaven finally spoke through the burning bush, the instruction did not arrive in a crowded room. It came in separation, after years of hidden formation. That matters for you. God often lowers the noise before he raises the instruction. He removes crowds before he reveals direction. He allows certain doors to close, not because your story is shrinking, but because the next command requires a level of hearing you cannot build in constant noise. Elijah knew it too. He stood in fire. He stood in confrontation. He stood where most people would have collapsed. Yet after the battle, he found himself exhausted, afraid, and asking questions that did not sound like victory. Even strong vessels can become tired after carrying spiritual pressure too long. So do not condemn yourself for being weary. Heaven does not confuse weariness with weakness. Michael is not accusing you because you got tired. He is guarding you because tired vessels can misread signals, and the enemy loves to speak loudest when your strength is lowest. This is why rest alone has not fixed it. You can sleep and still wake up heavy when the deeper issue is not only physical. You can take a break and still feel crowded inside when your spirit is trying to process warnings, grief, transition, and divine pressure all at once. The Bible shows the same rhythm again and again. Before a person steps into assignment, heaven often pulls them into a strange middle place. Old comfort stops working. Old people stop fitting. Old explanations no longer satisfy the ache inside the spirit. That middle place is not punishment. It is calibration. It is the holy narrowing where God teaches you which voice carries peace, which voice carries manipulation, which voice carries fear, and which voice carries the weight of divine instruction. Michael says, the emergency is connected to your hearing, not your natural ears only, your inner hearing, your discernment, your ability to recognize when God is redirecting you before the evidence becomes obvious to everyone else. That is why heaven has used repeated signs, dreams, numbers, sudden silence, pressure in your chest, names returning to your mind, a strange pause before replying to certain messages. These are not accidents floating through a random day. They are fragments of a larger instruction. You were not meant to live by confusion. You were not meant to chase every sign like a frightened child. You were meant to walk with a clear inner witness, where your spirit becomes still enough to know when a door is from God and when it is only familiar pain wearing opportunity. This is where the spiritual and the physical begin to touch. What heaven calls discernment, science often observes as pattern recognition, focus, intuitive processing, and flow. Different language, same mystery. The inner life was never separate from the mind that carries it. Researchers at places like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Princeton, and Harvard have studied how the brain enters heightened states of clarity, insight, and connection. They may not use the language of angels, but they have seen that the brain can shift into patterns linked with sharper awareness. This is why the work of Dr. Robert Lake matters in the larger picture. He spent decades studying how sound and brain entrainment can support the mind in returning toward gamma activity, the state often associated with deep focus, sudden insight, and the kind of clarity many chosen ones lost over time. I am not saying science replaces heaven. Never. Heaven is the source. But sometimes heaven allows tools to exist in the natural realm that support what your spirit has been trying to recover in the unseen realm. That is why your mind matters. Your brain is not your enemy. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your inner world is not broken beyond repair. The receiver can be restored, the noise can be lowered, and the original signal can become clear again. Michael wants you to stop treating your confusion as your identity. Confusion visited you. It is not you. Fear spoke loudly for a season. It is not the voice of God. Delay shaped your patience. It was never meant to become your permanent address. There is a reason you keep feeling like something is close. There is a reason certain songs, words, and dreams suddenly pierce you. There is a reason one small sentence can make your whole spirit tremble. Heaven is not starting a new conversation. Heaven is continuing one you almost forgot. You have been trained through pressure. You have been humbled through waiting. You have been stripped through rejection. But none of it was wasted. Every season that felt hidden was teaching your spirit how to detect the difference between divine timing and emotional panic. The enemy tried to use the hidden season against you. He whispered that nothing was happening. He whispered that God had moved on. He whispered that your sensitivity was proof you were unstable, when in truth, your sensitivity was the very place heaven kept touching. You must understand this. The enemy does not always attack by creating obvious chaos. Sometimes he attacks by making everything slightly unclear. A little doubt here, a little distraction there, a little exhaustion at the exact moment you need to obey. Then suddenly, you are not rebelling. You are just delayed. You are not rejecting God. You are just overwhelmed. You are not ignoring heaven. You are just too mentally crowded to recognize that the instruction has already been delivered in pieces. That is why this message carries urgency. Michael is not saying you have no time because God is cruel. He is saying you must stop giving your clearest attention to things that were never assigned to your future. Attention is sacred. What holds your attention begins to shape your hearing. Some of you have been feeding your fear more than your faith. Not intentionally, not because you are weak, but because the mind repeats what it consumes, and if you keep consuming panic, betrayal, comparison, and old arguments, your spirit has to fight through all of that before it can hear. This is why the next level cannot be entered casually. You cannot carry every old voice into a new door. You cannot let every opinion sit at the table of your assignment. You cannot ask heaven to speak louder while refusing to turn down what keeps draining you. Michael says your clarity is coming back, but it will return with boundaries. It will return with silence. It will return with obedience that looks strange to people who only understood the old version of you. And when it returns, you will stop calling every closed door a loss. You will begin to see protection where you once saw rejection. You will begin to see training where you once saw delay. You will begin to see that God was not absent in the wilderness. He was removing every voice that could not be trusted with your next instruction. Stay with me now. The next part is where this goes deeper, because the emergency is not only that heaven is trying to reach you, The emergency is that you are about to step into something that requires a clearer signal than the one you have been living with. The enemy knows this. That is why distraction increased. That is why your emotions have felt louder. That is why old memories have been returning with unusual force. He is not attacking your past because the past has power. He is attacking your hearing because your next move matters. And Michael is standing at the gate of that next move. He is not begging for your attention. He is commanding it. Not to control you, but to protect the instruction heaven placed near your door. Stay with this, because what comes next is the part the enemy never wanted you to hear. Chosen one, this is the part the enemy hoped you would never hear. The emergency is not only that heaven is trying to reach you, the emergency is that you are standing near a door you prayed for, and if your signal stays crowded, you may mistake the answer for another attack. You asked God for movement. You asked for confirmation. You asked for the next step to be made clear. But when pressure increased, you wondered if something was wrong, because you expected breakthrough to feel calm before it arrived. Listen carefully. Sometimes the door opens while your nervous system still remembers the last battle. Sometimes God sends movement while your mind is still bracing for disappointment. And if you do not let heaven restore your hearing, you can call divine timing danger. That is what Michael came to interrupt. He is not only blocking the enemy from reaching you, he is blocking the old version of you from misreading the new thing God is sending. The attack was not just against your blessing, it was against your ability to recognize it. You have been asking why everything feels so intense. This is why. A new season requires a clearer signal. A higher door requires stronger discernment. A deeper assignment requires you to stop using old fear as the interpreter for new instructions. The enemy knows he cannot erase what God wrote over you, so he tries to exhaust the part of you that recognizes it. He keeps you busy. He keeps you emotionally stirred. He keeps old voices replaying in your mind. Because a crowded mind can stand in front of an open door and still hesitate. You must hear this with your whole spirit. Heaven has not been silent. You have been surrounded by noise. God has not forgotten your name. Your attention has been pulled in too many directions. The instruction is not absent. The receiver has been overloaded. This is the hidden blocker. It is not that you are unworthy. It is not that you missed your only chance. It is not that God changed his mind. The blocker is that part of you still expects pain, so when heaven sends a shift, your body prepares for another wound. That is why you keep pausing at the edge of obedience. That is why you know what to do, then suddenly doubt it. That is why your spirit says move, but your memories say wait. This is not simple indecision. It is old pain trying to vote on a future it cannot enter. Michael says, stop letting survival speak louder than assignment. Survival kept you alive, honor it for that. But survival cannot lead you into promise, because survival only knows how to scan for danger, while assignment knows how to recognize God. This is the emergency. If you keep walking into the new season with the signal of the old season, you will reject what heaven sends, because it does not resemble what wounded you before. You will call protection isolation. You will call alignment loss. You will call peace boredom. And you will call fear wisdom. That is the most dangerous part. Fear does not always scream. Sometimes fear speaks softly and sounds responsible. It tells you to wait forever. It tells you to test what God already confirmed. It tells you to delay until the door closes. Michael says no more. No more calling spiritual pressure confusion. No more calling divine warning anxiety. No more calling every unfamiliar instruction unsafe. Heaven is not trying to scare you. Heaven is trying to get your attention before your old patterns sabotage your next open door. This is why the tool I named earlier matters here. I told you I would not hide it from you. The genius song is not presented to replace prayer, faith, obedience, or the voice of God. It is a support for the part of you that has been trying to quiet the noise and return to clarity. Think about the man who had been unemployed for almost 2 years after his company downsized. He was not lazy. He was not unqualified. He said the worst part was walking into interviews and feeling the words disappear under a fog in his mind. After using the Genius Song for 11 days, he received his first offer, and the position was stronger than the one he lost. He did not describe it as magic replacing effort. He said the change felt like his mind finally came back online when opportunity arrived. That is the kind of bridge we are talking about. Spiritual people often know when something is blocked, but they do not always know how deeply the mind carries that blockage. The receiver is spiritual, but it also moves through your focus, your awareness, and your ability to recognize patterns. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying the mind, sound, and brain entrainment. Researchers from places like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Princeton, Harvard, and other leading universities have explored the importance of heightened brain states connected to insight, focus, and flow. The Genius Song was built around gamma reactivation. Gamma is often connected with clarity, sudden insight, deep focus, and the kind of inner knowing many chosen ones remember from childhood. You do not need a long ritual. You do not need a complicated practice. You listen with headphones for 7 minutes. That is important. Some people spend around $15 every month on meditation apps. Others pay $100 to $200 for online growth courses. A single therapy session can cost around $150, and weekend retreats can reach $400 to $800. Those things may help some people in certain ways, but most of them are not built to target gamma specifically. The original price for the Genius Song is $49, but through the door connected to this message, it is available for $39 one time, and it is delivered digitally. No shipping, no waiting for a package, no subscription. Dr. Lake compressed years of work into a 7-minute audio track made for people who do not need another burden added to their life. There are also 4 bonuses included. Genius Child is valued at $19. The classic book is valued at $20. Guided visualization is valued at $29. The 5-habit infographic is valued at $12. Together, that is $80 in bonuses. So, the structure is simple. The core audio, the 4 bonuses, the digital delivery, and the guarantee are all placed behind the same $39 access point. It is not framed as a pressure tactic. It is framed as a door for people whose spirit already recognizes the timing. More than 18,366 people have used it. And the trust signal is not only the number of users. Less than 4 out of every 100 asked for a refund, which means the vast majority continued with it beyond the guarantee window. Still, you are protected. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you use it and decide it is not for you, you can email for a full refund. And because the bonuses are digital, you keep all 4 bonuses even if you receive your money back. That matters because this is not about trapping you. It is about removing the fear of loss. Worst case, you tried a tool for your clarity and kept $80 in bonuses. Best case, your inner signal begins to feel less crowded, and you stop entering divine moments through a fog. But listen to this warning. There are counterfeit versions using similar names. Some are just ordinary sounds with no real brain entrainment behind them. Do not search for it on Amazon. Do not search for it on YouTube. Do not search for it on Spotify or random marketplaces. The verified door is the link in the description and the pinned comment. That is the only place connected to the original Genius Song, the bonuses, and the guarantee. Michael is not stirring fear here. This is protection, because counterfeit tools can keep a chosen one chasing sound without signal. Pause now. Place one hand over your heart. Breathe slowly. Ask yourself one thing. Is this only about $39? Or is this about whether you still believe the signal heaven placed inside you is worth protecting? If your spirit says yes, You already know the next step. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Do not force it. Do not perform for anyone. Step through only if this word has confirmed what heaven has already been showing you. Now return to the message. The emergency has been named. Heaven has been reaching you. The signal has been crowded, but not destroyed. And from this moment forward, you are no longer allowed to call the voice of God confusion just because it asks you to leave the familiar. Chosen one, now that the emergency has been named, do not let fear twist the message. Michael did not come to terrify you. He came to guard what heaven has been trying to deliver. It is protection arriving before confusion can steal another decision. Take this into your spirit. The signal was crowded, but it was not destroyed. Your clarity was buried, but it was not dead. Your sensitivity was wounded, but it was never cancelled. Heaven has not lost your address, and God has not forgotten the sound of your name. You are not behind in the way fear told you. You are being brought back into alignment. The old noise made you feel late, but divine timing does not obey panic. Michael says the next step will not require you to beg. It will require you to hear. That is why peace matters now. Not passive peace. Not the peace that pretends nothing happened. This is the peace of a guarded spirit, the kind that can stand still while old voices try to pull it back into familiar fear. Some of you will feel the shift quickly. A conversation will lose its power over you. A message will come, and this time you will not rush to reply from anxiety. You will feel the pause inside your spirit, and you will know that pause is protection. Some of you will dream again, not the scattered dreams that leave you drained, but dreams with weight, order, and strange clarity. You may wake before morning with one sentence burning in your spirit, and this time you will not dismiss it as imagination. Some of you will see a door reopen. It may be a call. It may be an invitation. It may be an apology. It may be a sudden idea that feels simple but carries unusual peace. Do not judge divine movement by how dramatic it looks. Heaven often moves quietly before it moves publicly. A tiny instruction can carry a massive shift. A gentle no can save your whole assignment. A simple yes can place your feet on a road you could not have planned with your natural mind. Michael says, watch the next 72 hours with sober attention. Do not become superstitious. Do not chase signs like someone desperate for proof. Just be awake. Be still enough to notice what repeats, what lifts, what drains, and what keeps returning with peace. Do not grieve every loss as if it is punishment. Some losses are rescue. Some delays are shields. Some unanswered messages are mercy wearing silence. You have asked God to protect you, but sometimes protection arrives by closing what your emotions wanted to keep open. This is why you must stop bargaining with what drained you. You cannot ask for clarity while defending the noise. You cannot ask for peace while making room for voices that keep your spirit agitated. You cannot ask for divine instruction while letting fear interpret every sign. The old version of you needed everyone to understand. The new version needs obedience. The old version explained until your soul got tired. The new version will move with quiet authority, because when heaven confirms a thing, not everyone needs access to the explanation. You are stepping into a season where silence becomes a weapon. Not cold silence, not prideful silence, sacred silence. The kind that protects instruction until it matures. The kind that refuses to leak holy movement to people who only know how to question what God is building. Michael stands at the gate of your attention. He is guarding your focus from the pull of old panic. He is guarding your ears from counterfeit urgency. He is guarding your heart from relationships that confuse access with love and attachment with assignment. Let this land gently. You do not have to answer every demand. You do not have to explain every boundary. You do not have to prove every movement. The people assigned to your future will recognize the peace of God on you, even when they do not understand every step. And if your spirit was moved by the audio protocol mentioned earlier, remember the verified door is in the description and the pinned comment. Do not search in random places. Do not wander through counterfeit doors. If heaven has been confirming it to you, follow the protected path. But do not move from pressure, move from witness. Move because your spirit recognizes the timing. Move because your inner receiver knows this message touched the same place heaven has been touching for days. A chosen one does not need panic to obey. Now place one hand over your heart. Breathe in slowly. Let your body know that the old battle is not in charge anymore. Let your shoulders soften. Let your mind become quiet. You are not trying to force a sign. You are making room to receive. Say this with me: heaven reached me. I am no longer dismissing the signal. I renounce every counterfeit voice that sounded like wisdom but carried fear. I release the old noise. I receive the clarity God has been restoring inside me. Say it again. My sensitivity is not weakness. My discernment is not confusion. My waiting was not wasted. My wilderness was not abandonment. I am not forgotten. I am not late. I am not lost. I am being recalibrated for the door heaven prepared. Now speak this over your next step. I will not chase what God is removing. I will not fear what God is revealing. I will not call divine warning anxiety. I will not call divine instruction overthinking. I will not let survival speak louder than assignment. Michael stands guard over this transition. Every false signal loses power. Every voice sent to delay my obedience is silenced. Every emotional fog begins to lift. Every door not assigned by heaven loses its grip, and every true door becomes clear in peace. Let the seal settle. Do not rush out of this moment. The enemy wants you to feel stirred and then forget. Heaven wants you to feel stirred and then obey. There is a difference. Emotion fades when it is not sealed by agreement. So seal it now. Type "heaven reached me" in the comments if this word found the hidden place in your spirit. Let that declaration become your witness, not for attention, not for performance, as a mark that you heard and that you will not pretend anymore. Like this message so it can reach another chosen one who woke up heavy this morning and thought they were alone. Share it with the person your spirit keeps placing before you. Not everyone will understand it, but the one assigned to hear it will feel the same pull you felt. Before you leave, breathe once more. The emergency did not come to destroy your peace. It came to restore your hearing. Heaven has been trying to reach you, and now you know the truth. The signal was not gone. It was waiting beneath the noise. Walk differently after this. Reply slower. Listen deeper. Protect your attention. Honor the pause in your spirit. Stop apologizing for boundaries that keep your assignment clean. The next door does not need the old version of you to force it open. Chosen one, heaven reached you. Michael delivered the warning. The old noise has been exposed. The counterfeit voices have been named. The instruction is now resting inside you. And from this moment forward, you will not call confusion what God is making clear. Go in peace. Go with discernment. The message has landed. The season is shifting. And every step you take from here must agree with the signal heaven restored in you.